Hello everyone, welcome back to an architect's adventure. We are here very close to what I have been calling, if I could focus on the correct window, the top of the mountain is right there, right within our grasp, and I've been pondering A, how are we going to get across here, and B, some of the other puzzles here, and it occurred to me that really we can make stuff here 3 wide if we want it to be, because that's how wide this choke point is. And so if I were to put 3 pieces in like that and then bring this over as a push, then the arrow carries that whole piece over. So then having these 2 pieces available to me, I think means I only need... wait. This can't be 3 wide here. I was thinking that if I could make a T shape and do the same thing on that side, but obviously I can't have a piece higher than me here. So I might have to do some kind of zigzag to make that wide enough to cross that gap. But for the meantime, I was looking at Oops, because Oops seems to be the simplest of the puzzles available to us. And I got to thinking that perhaps we needed something like this, where we can then have elements hung over the edge before we push down, and then I'll get shifted over to the right. But obviously, this only moves us across 1. But I think if we do this... when we push down, we will be 2 to the left of the end, and there will be 2 to the left on the arrow. So that gets us a victory there and opens up a new puzzle. Now, hopefully, we can figure out something here. Conveyor belt. Well, isn't that interesting? We need a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 3. And we have... 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces here. So presumably the pillar is going to be needed for something. I think sending 3 across isn't going to be the hard part, right? That's very simple. It's then these 2 that remain that become tricky. Perhaps it's not about how we push them down, but how we stack them when they come off of the cliff. Although, this will stick to things vertically, won't it? So if I do this, that all goes together and blocks me off. So that isn't ideal. What I don't know is if we need to utilize those other 3 pieces before we end up trying to do the 3 solo pieces. Could I just do... Hold on. This is, quote unquote, this is easy. Down, down. Down. Now none of that will stick together. It's not easy. Because I can't put the 2 cubes next to each other to do that. And I have to send off... How am I gonna... get any cube to travel over any other cube? Because even if the pillar was in the far left, the middle one would have to cross over the first one. So we have to do the pillar first, then a cube, then another cube. But how can I be on the right hand side of all that? Because even if I do something like this, I can't push this to the left and then get behind these to push the rest to the left. So I wonder if I need to use this trio to manipulate something along the way. It can't be that. I can't put the pillar on the left-hand side of the trio either, because then it will never get dragged across to the left with everything else. Oh, I was so ready to be like, yep, solve that one, sorted. And then I was incredibly wrong. I could stack one on top of the other here, but they'll stick together, so what good is that to me? Because I can't push that across now. And I'm assuming it works the other way, although I'm not certain. Yeah. So if that's stuck together, how on earth do I move the pillar to the left? That would mean that the pillar has to be on the far right, but we can't have a pillar on the far right and cubes on the far right. That is quite the predicament, isn't it? Is there any other type of structure we could use? Because we only have 6 pieces. So it's not like I can get really fancy about it. I can't make some big side passage to get to where I want to be. And as soon as I do this, I've created long pieces that then can't be passed. I can stand on this, which is very interesting. If I then do this, get those out of the way, and then stack 2 together on the left-hand side, I can stand here and push that over. That's not it though, because it grabs onto the other piece. So I can't push a single piece off of another piece, because it grabs it. And if I did this the other way, I can't do this, because that then sticks those things together. Everything I think about suddenly becomes completely unplausible. If I do that one further over, I don't think it's going to help. Well, I need the pillar elsewhere. So if the pillar were here, and I did this, it just grabs it and goes off on its way with it. And we can't do the 3 long piece last, because it would stick to the singles that have gone on before it. Because we could get tricky and do a double. But as soon as any singles try and go along there, they will stick to the double, and I won't be able to get to the X. So what other moves do I even possibly have? I can't set up my row of 3 here to be a launching pad for other pieces. Because as soon as I do that, stuck. Alright, I'm going to ponder this for another minute. I am back. I have not solved it yet. I do not know the solution, but I think I have been coming at this entire problem incorrectly, because I just did this. Let's see if I can recreate what I did. I put the 3 long block here with a single block there and this block here. And then I did this. Which seems to get me a lot closer to the finish line than anything else currently has. Because I was like, it's impossible to get everything to fill the gaps and send a pillar down that's going to stick to the other stuff. So how can I make like a basket for myself to go down this conveyor belt and be able to push the button at the end? Because I can't do it with a 2 long piece like this, because I can't push something off of this. Could I do it with something wider? Because if I push this now, the boat's going to go without me. But I feel like this is a better idea for what might be needed. Like, I could do something really strange, like that. But I don't know how I push down from there usefully. I can't do... I was going to say, I can't stand there and push right, because I just get whipped away to the left. But I think there's some version of a boat that I can hang out on as it travels down the conveyor belt, using the pillar piece as a backstop for myself. It just can't be really, really long. So what if we had something that was like vertical or chevron shaped? Oh wait, this but the other way up. And then I can put it there. Oh my goodness, very clever puzzle. And we unlock 2 more puzzles, which I'm always grateful to see. As somebody that needs more puzzles, I can't undo past the point of a solve, but I can reset all these a second, because I want to know how much it's going to take for me to do this right-hand side. So let's build a contraption over here, because I know how the one on the left's going to work. So it needs some kind of a chicane, I think. Oh, I don't even want to know what that is. Excuse me. Is it going to be something like this? Just work around those. Then that goes to the left. Either I'm really going to overcomplicate this, or I'm going to need a lot of other pieces. If I do that now, that goes up. So I think this actually needs... Actually, I can do this as a too long T, can't I? If that's 3 long... That can go there. Then we add one more to that end, I think. And then I can do that. Excuse you. And over here we already figured out I need this to be 3 long, or 3 wide. And just one additional piece to push it over that gap. So if we can solve one more puzzle, we might be able to make it to the top of the mountain. That looks terrifying. Also, that's new. New and very peculiar. What's the other one we've got? Oh god. I'm guessing I have to touch the X with a piece and then grab it and bring it all the way back. What is that gonna look like? I've got 2 stacks of 4 here. I feel like this might be my best bet for experimenting and happening across the correct answer. Like, what happens if we do this now? Right, definitely the wrong shape. But can I reverse engineer a more correct shape? So at the top here, this needs to be at least 3 long to get over this gap. Then I suspect we need the next piece on the lower end of this. So that's going to be this. And then that across there needs to be 1 longer. So we can do that. So I can actually make that top piece 5 long. And it would span the whole way across. But I don't think that would let me grab the finish piece. If I did something like this. Oh god, okay. That's also not right. And I'm assuming even if this will make it, this is not going to be correct. I had roughly the right idea. It's just going to be how do we get it across that gap and have one on that bottom. Because if you watch the bottom piece, it gets to exactly 1 tile away from the goal before it comes back. But this, we decided, does not work. So, can we make the top piece 5 long? And then do this here, perhaps. Absolutely not. Okay. This has to be 3 long. I don't have enough pieces to do kind of like a big, long, up and down snake-looking thing. And we also have to make sure that we are hitting the switch around button. So none of this is any good to me. A 5 long top seems to be best. About doing this the other way around. Closer, but no. And if I bring that part of the J one further back, I guess we don't actually make it to the finish piece. Same problem. And this was where we started being incorrect, wasn't it? And this is an interesting task. Does the top have to be 5 long? Because when we do it this way, I kind of wish I could frame by frame it. That doesn't work. But does it have to be 6 long? That also doesn't work, and if we bring back the 2 at the back, 1 further. That's the one that gets to where I want it to be, but doesn't grab the finish line. Because if this grabbed the finish line, and the finish line was stuck on this piece here, it would be perfectly simple to just go and walk onto the finish line. And it's just called rafting. I can't go along with it because we can't have me standing on water. Six long at the top. What about something like this? Or even, if this were 3 long at the top, and then the rest of everything was at the bottom, but much longer. But that can't make the gap. There is a shape here. I just have to find it. Alright, so use common sense. If it wants to be touching either the top left and the center, either the one on the bottom row or the one above left or above right of it, it has to be three long and 2 down on one side, and 4 long and 2 down on the other. But something like this is not what I wanted, but also is not going to work at all because it drops there. And even if this got across, which it won't because of that gap, it wouldn't be able to grab the finish piece. Alright, I'm going to poke this for a while, see what I get to. Alrighty. After a whole bunch of trial and error, I eventually got there. I was starting with this this long piece at the top. And I was like, that needs to be long enough, doesn't it? And then I was working towards that J that I made. And then I began to wonder, well, what if it wasn't a J? What if it was an I? Because this way, we always have a piece in contact where we need it. And we have the protrusion that gets us to the exit. So with that piece in tow, we do actually unlock another level here. looks like a nightmare. But before that, we can bring this over here, push those together. And that gets us to this X at the very top. Achievement unlocked. Ending. An Architect's Adventure, a game by Mao. Design and code by Mao. Level design, Mao. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce now. But that was wonderful. Some real good puzzles, some real tough puzzles. Lots of small, added, incremental mechanics as you go. Wait, did I see my name then? I might have seen my name then. I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at the map. I should have been trying to pronounce stuff. Classic special thanks there. Bunch of great games. And I get thanked for playing. Well, can I replay that? I just want to see if my name's there. It was just after a bunch of the helping friends, wasn't it? Playtest friends, playtest friends, playtest friends, playtest friends, playtest friends, playtest friends, playtest friends. Game video contributor, gameplay video contributor, gameplay video contributor, Gothic Logic K, that's me! Oh, that's nice. I appreciate that. Alright, well, that is plenty enough puzzling for today. I don't know when I will go back and try and 100% all this. There is still so many puzzles out there that I've not even gotten to, yet alone attempted. But the difficulty level has really ramped up across a lot of these places, and so it might be that I come back to it for some live streams or just after a little while when I'm feeling more fresh to it. But I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. If you want to check out the game for yourself and solve some of the puzzles I've not gotten to yet, there will always be a link down in the description for the games that I have played. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.